gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday Night Slate right here on youtube.com/MrWarrenHayes. I am very, very glad to have you all here tonight, coming in to preview tonight's edition from the big WWE Wrestling Entertainment Organization, billion-dollar corporation from around the world, based in Connecticut, WWE, the program they called Raw. And that is still called Raw. Monday Night Raw. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I appreciate it a great deal. Look, it's always fun. It's always fun to jump online and talk about wrestling and actually see people come in and join me as well. So just Dan Heyman, how you doing, Dan? Welcome to the slate tonight. We got Mr. Fantastic here as well. Imran Abbasi, good to see you as well. Aaron Entertainment. Hello. Welcome, everyone. We're just starting off. We're just getting warmed up here on this Monday. Busy Monday so far. But, you know, here's something. Here's a place where we're always warmed up. Constantly like ignited, or at least, you know, creating enough friction like this to eventually create a spark that will or the embers that will help catch aflame all the passion of professional wrestling. There's a place for that. It's called the MrWarrenHayes Discord, and you can join it whenever you like. But now would be a good moment. and we have we live chat as wrestling shows happen. There's going to be a lot of wrestling this week. I don't know if you guys realize it. There's going to be a lot, but we're starting tonight. Monday Night Raw, Monday Night Raw, MrWarrenHayes Discord. Join us. Come join us. It's a cool bunch. A nice group of people. And like I've said before, and I've said it again, maybe some of you are a little turned off at the idea of Discord. Maybe the term, you know, the name of the application is like, I do not want more Discord in my life. I already settled out of court the lawsuit with my sixth wife, and maybe now it is time for peace, not Discord. Fair. But don't worry. It's a cool app to use, and if you ever have any problems, hey, we've got a bunch of mods over there who will help you out. And not just the mods. Everyone's super helpful. Come check it out. MrWarrenHayes Discord. That's my pitch for tonight. Not bad. Say hello to Mr. Fratz. How you doing? Welcome to the show. And Manny Santos, our man on the inside. Fantastic. Glad to have you here, Manny. You'll be able to supplement with all these. You'll be able to supplement all the information that we have here with some of your insider information. Cross Devil, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Maybe just before we get on, because I know it's probably on the mind of a lot of people, unless you haven't been paying attention to sports news, sports business news, wrestling news, which could be. I mean, it's still all rather niche. WWE today basically announced that it's shutting down the WWE network, at least in the United States, in the form that we know it. All content, everything that the WWE network produces is going to end up over on the Peacock service, which is NBC's live streaming venture. The long, the short of it, I don't want to get too much into it. This will likely be something that I will talk about at length on Thursday on the Mr. Warren Hayes Show, 9 p.m. Eastern. Please join us if you can. The long and the short of it is that members of subscribers to the WWE network will be transferred over to Peacock, and apparently everything will stay the same. Pay-per-views, content, reduction in price. There, you know, the ad-free premium version is available at $4.99, which is like half the price of the WWE network. Plus, you get all of Peacock's offerings. Of course, everyone is still wondering, you know, well, are they going to be transferring all of the pay-per-view, not the pay-per-view, but the archives? What are they going to do with that? What's the status of NXT? But, you know, the status of NXT is also linked to the status of the NHL, because the NHL had rights over at NBC Sports, and NBC Sports is shutting down. And now, the NHL runs games a lot of games on Wednesday nights, and they're thinking of putting the NHL over on USA Network. So if that happens, will NXT go back to streaming on the network? We don't know. We don't know yet. But look, basic fundamental stuff here. Here's what there is nothing here that would implicate that you as a consumer of wrestling, a subscriber to the WWE network, there is nothing at this stage right here that shows that this is a bad deal. Because essentially, as a subscriber, you will be getting not only the network content, but you'll also have access to the Peacock offer, which is pretty fantastic, if you ask me. Of course, before calling it an absolute win for consumers, I still want to see what content is transferring over. I'm a little apprehensive. I'm a little worried about the archives, because to me WWE has been lapping up tape libraries for the past 10 years, 20 years or so. So that's the thing that I'm most worried about. Keep an eye on how things are going to develop on that end. But as it stands right now, I mean, from $10 to $5, and then you get all sorts of shows on top of that, movies and whatnot. That's a pretty fucking good deal. Whereas meanwhile in Canada, for instance, where the subscription doesn't work quite as well, where WWE has distribution partners with cable companies here to distribute the network. So basically you have to be subscribed to a cable package to get access to the network, which is usually a premium channel. So there's no plans to change that setup as it stands right now. So if anything, I'm a little pissed off that I'm still going to be paying $12 Canadian for the USA Network, and not for the USA Network, but for the WWE Network, whereas our boys and gals in the United States of America, God bless, by the way, you guys are going to be getting it for a fraction of the price. So yeah, that's it kind of bums me out for that. But still, I think it's a really, really, really good move. They're making $1 billion over 5 years. It doesn't exactly equate to that. The breakdown is a little more specific, but it's about $200 million a year if you can make the math quickly. But I'm going to be talking more about it on Thursday. There's significantly more information to unpack here, but WWE is winning in this situation here. And look, I'll tell you one thing before I move on to preview Raw tonight. I'll tell you this. Longtime viewers of the Mr. Warren Hayes show will know this. It's been a while that I've been telling you guys that WWE does not perceive itself as a wrestling company anymore. It sees itself as a media company. And I've had people come in, they still do wrestling shows. They don't care about the type of content that they're creating. Ultimately, all they want is the content, and it just so happens that they're good at putting on wrestling shows. And wrestling shows allow them to produce 7+ hours of content per week. That's a bare minimum, right? Just with the live cable shows or tape. You guys know what I mean. The weekly cable shows. Minimum of 7 hours per week. There's more when there's pay-per-views or documentaries. But basically, 7 hours of content per week that they're putting out live 52 weeks a year to television networks and now streaming services who are starved for content. WWE walks in and says, guys, gals, we can give you this many hours of content per week. We produce it live, and it's original, it's new, it's fresh every week. And ultimately, that's how they negotiate. That I'm convinced that's how they get over with these in these negotiations. It's not no one sits around a business table and goes like, well, is your storyline development crucial? No one does that. They look at numbers. They're like, man, I swear you have no clue unless you've worked in broadcasting or close to broadcasters. You have no idea how starved for content television cable companies are. and I can only imagine streaming services moving forward, starved for content. If you have a partner that comes in and says, for this price, I'll book you minimum 7 hours of weekly new content for 52 weeks in the year, it's a hell of a deal. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you one thing, WWE is good at making money. Now, what they do with that money, that's up for debate. Cody Fosterling, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Jonathan Reyes, nice to see you as well. Oh, look at this. Kristen Ashley has joined us. Good evening. Nice to see you. So there we go. And William Davis, good to see you again. And DGMC, look at that. Everyone's popping in. Let's start talking about the show tonight. Let's start talking about Monday Night Raw. We've got some stuff down the pipe. A pretty busy night for Raw standards, as opposed to a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, here we go. This is let's start talking about it right now. Charlotte Flair tonight is going to be facing off with Shayna Baszler. Let's read the copy as WWE provides as well. Jermaine Presley, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Okay, here we go. So, with an apparent budding relationship between her father and Lacey Evans looming over her, and Royal Rumble only 1 week away, Charlotte Flair likely has plenty on her mind. The Queen will have yet another massive challenge to tackle this Monday night as she squares off with Shayna Baszler, pitting the final two competitors of last year's Royal Rumble match against each other. One half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Flair, sent the rival Lacey Evans a resounding message with an impressive victory over Peyton Royce. Now she'll face another fellow entrant in the Royal Rumble match, and the Queen of Spades will be accompanied by her partner Tanya Jax, also in the Royal Rumble. With both focused on winning the Rumble, Bliss and Jax are right on to So, essentially, this is what I'm gathering here right now, is that we don't women's tag team champions. What women's tag team champions? First and foremost. Second of all, I don't think we should not be excited at the idea of Charlotte Flair and Shayna Baszler fighting each other. I think this is the kind of matchup that has the potential to be very good. Indeed, they were the final two in the Royal Rumble last year when Shayna was having a great dominant performance. And now we're sort of coming full circle on this. Of course, this is not the same Shayna that we had at this time last year, right? It's not that it's not this, she's not booked the same. Her perception is not the same. When you play second fiddle to Nia Jax, I'm going to tell you something, boyos, it's not a good look, and it doesn't exactly raise your stock. However, I am excited to see what they're going to do here. But I'm doing this with a caveat. I'm like, beep, beep, boop, boop. Here's my caveat. This has the potential to be exciting and a fun match. But as judiciously reported in the copy here on WWE.com, we have two overarching storylines which are colliding tonight. Two that are colliding. This is like... It's like, this is how WWE creatives storylines collide. we have the Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax stuff, because they're back to not being friends really. Like they had started to get along for a couple of weeks, and now that they've stopped putting Lana through tables, now they're pissed off. Now they're back to being pissed off at each other, right? So that's one thing there. So that's going to come into play in some form. And Lacey Evans, I don't know if you guys saw, Lacey Evans is starting to put pictures of herself in lingerie with Bernie Sanders memes in the background and replacing Bernie Sanders' face with Ric Flair's. So, I mean, this shit is going to continue as well. So, like, we're not going to get a decisive finish. We're not going to get anything really interesting out of this. I would assume Shayna Baszler getting a distraction win or a DQ victory or something, a count out. Like, this is the problem, is that the storylines when the storylines take over, like they've been doing, there's no more room to tell stories in the ring. There's no more room to actually help get these women to grow and get themselves over, when you have to contend with, basically Al Wilson storyline number 2 on one end, and the Bar, but not as good on the other end. It doesn't work. It simply doesn't click. And the thing is that Flair versus Baszler has the potential to be a fun time, but then I don't. The only thing that might save them from the finish is if they give them time. So that's the possibility here. Next match, we're getting Matt Riddle versus the Hurt Business in a gauntlet match for the United States, for a shot at the United States title. So whenever WWE doesn't know what to do to get someone over, they pull the gauntlet match out. It's like, okay, gauntlet match then. This is what we're doing here, just for the opportunity to get the shot, so to become the number 1 contender. Now, why is it just him going through the gauntlet match? Well, let's read the copy. WWE.com. In order to challenge Bobby Lashley, Riddle will have to go through the rest of the Hurt Business. Riddle is lined up to face Raw Tag Team Champions Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander and MVP in a gauntlet match tomorrow night on Raw, with the United States title opportunity on the line. Riddle will face off against Benjamin first, with Alexander and MVP waiting in the wings. The original Bro has had issues with the Hurt Business, clashing with them in the week 6-man tag team alongside Lucha House Party. Though the Hurt Business prevailed, the apparent dissension between Benjamin and Alexander continued. The odds may be stacked against Riddle, but may be able to exploit all the potential refs in the dominant faction and boop it down. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Why does Riddle even contend to a United States Championship match? 2 weeks ago, he not only lost to Bobby Lashley, but he lost to MVP. And last week, his tag team lost as well, right? Seems to me the Lucha House Party and him lost. Yeah. Why is he getting a shot to become number 1 contender? To me, that means you're going down the totem pole, bro. See, I didn't mean to do the joke. But that's still what it is. And this is what I keep, or a lot of us, and I don't want to take full credit because a lot of us harp on here. Why would we consider or get excited about Matt Riddle being up for a U.S. title shot when he's been losing his recent matches against the same people he's supposed to have the U.S. title match against? Like, to me, this is like Riddle doesn't have it. He can't cut it. He couldn't beat the champ. He couldn't beat the champ's manager. And last week in a tag team match, despite the fact that in a 6-man tag, despite the fact that the other team had dissented, they couldn't get along, he still couldn't get the job done. And then people wonders like, Warren, why are you so hard on WWE and their storylining? There you go. I just want stuff to make sense. This makes no sense to me. And I think I said it on the show. If you're a Matt Riddle fan, it must be really hard these days. It must really be difficult to be a Matt Riddle fan. I think WWE is doing a terrible job making him come across as credible, making him come across as entertaining, because he's obnoxious more than anything else. It's not cute. It's not fun. It's hard. And leave it. And this is something I've said multiple times. At this stage, WWE messing up careers, messing up sure things, like Matt Riddle. I mean, Matt Riddle is his own worst enemy at the same time, but follow my logic here. Messing up sure things, unable to be making stars out of surefire stars, is a talent that WWE has. It's not luck. It's not misfortune, missteps. It is a skill. It is a gift that they have at this point. I'll tell you one thing. The only resolution I want out of all of this is the Hurt Business to get back together and be stronger than ever kind of thing. Because the Hurt Business is one of the best reasons to watch Raw. Bobby Lashley's push is one of the best things on Raw. It's one of the best things WWE has done in the past 12 months. They've done it fantastically. It really has. We don't talk enough about it because WWE is so submerged in its own garbage. Anyway, let's get some super chats here. From DGMC, good to see. By the way, Metal Michael, good to see you. And our boy Mags. How you doing, Magsy? Good to see you. Evan Wright is here as well. Hello. DGMC has a super chat for us. A couple of them. Riddle with the Hurt Business equals Owen with the Nation. I see what you... Yeah. Yes. Interesting parallel, though, because the WWE often didn't quite know what to do with Owen once the whole Bret Hart stuff was out of the way. But I don't think that they've ever mishandled Owen as bad as they're doing with Riddle right now. But yeah. DGMC left us another super chat. Thank you very much. Says, how much would you enjoy Riddle squashing Goldberg? I'd enjoy anyone squashing Goldberg. I'd enjoy Goldberg putting over anyone in the company who is not a top star or a champion. Put over Kevin Owens. Let Kevin Owens get his match back so that Kevin can cream the shit out of Goldberg. And that's what you're supposed to do when you're a veteran like him. And another super chat from DGMC. Thank you very much. Lashley versus Brock at Mania. Give it to me. Yeah, that'd be good. Although my prediction really is Lashley versus Drew. I think they're going for that. I really do think they're going for that. Yeah, there we go. Let's see next. Oh boy. Osaka defending the Raw Women's Champion against Alexa Bliss. The match that we got just last week. We're getting it again tonight. I didn't care about the match last week, and I don't care that it's happening again tonight. Why didn't they book this for Royal Rumble on Sunday first and foremost? That would make more sense. And I know a lot of people are worried. They're like, oh no, what are they going to do? Alexa no-sold all the offense. What's going to happen when Alexa puts on the black lipstick? What's going to happen when she has her black t-shirt on? Folks, she's going to be invincible. She won't tap out of the Oscar lock. She'll be able to break out of it because she's invincible when she has her black lipstick on. Ah! Hot topic, Alexa creams everyone. Why do WWE do this? Is the kind of shit that I don't understand. And when I tell you, that sounds so condescending. When I talk about, excuse me, I don't want to come across like that. I apologize. Bad choice of words. When I talk about WWE feeling like they can switch on and off. Okay, we're pushing this person is over, this person is not. When they can do this. We have the perfect example right here. The perfect example. Not that Alexa's not over. Not that people don't like Alexa. But suddenly it's like, click, top tier, defeating champions. Why not have her why didn't she have a series of matches to get to this point? Why does nobody ever fucking wrestle? Just matches to get themselves over on wrestling shows. It boggles my mind. It really, really boggles my mind. And I'd be completely behind Jinder Mahal squashing Goldberg. That would be fantastic. Former WWE champion Jinder Mahal. Don't you forget that. Anyway, look, I'm sorry, folks. I can't get behind this. I can't. It's silly to me. I sincerely believe that this is going to end with Randy Orton with his underwear face mask coming out to screw things over for Alexa. I really do believe that's what's going to happen. Setting up, we're getting closer to the Fiend's return at the Royal Rumble. I'm convinced that's what we're doing. And we're going to add a little fuel to that fire. Wink, wink tonight. Yeah, there you go. There you absolutely go. And the main event, Drew McIntyre and Goldberg, face to face, confrontation, but not physical. They're gonna keep that for this Sunday on pay-per-view. 6 days before their highly anticipated clash at Royal Rumble. Folks, it is the highly anticipated. It's the one that not just skyrocketing levels of anticipation at Royal Rumble. WWE Champion Drew McIntyre and the legendary Goldberg will both return to Raw. What will happen when the Scottish Warrior once again comes face to face with the WWE Hall of Famer en route to their epic, folks, epic, like the Iliad, like Beowulf levels, epic WWE title showdown. Goldberg, Drew, put that shit up there with Ulysses, folks. That's exact Ulysses and the Golden Fleece. That's exactly the type of shit we're talking about here. Goldberg and Drew. What's gonna happen tonight? I'll tell you one thing. Goldberg will be completely befuddled on the microphone, and Drew will do his damn best to save face and try to make sense of whatever's going on. My God, I can't wait for this to be done. And then have Goldberg disappear for a couple of months, but he's probably going to be in the wings, right? Hang around for WrestleMania time, you know, because he's probably not, hopefully he's not in the Royal Rumble. We wouldn't want that to call him get him into the Royal Rumble and then have him, try to throw guys over the top rope. Can Goldberg be throw him over the top rope? Is that something that could happen? I don't know. I mean, Jesus. But look, I'm happy. I'm happy Drew's back. I'm glad, healthy, back on track. That's good news. I'll be the first guy to be happy to see Drew McIntyre back. I'm still a fan of Drew McIntyre. I think he's fantastic. He's one of the best things to have happened to WWE. He's their best champion they've had in a long time. I'm just so sick of Goldberg. My God. Evan Wright. Da, 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 da. Left us a super chat. Thank you very much, Evan. Says them calling him Goldberg the Icon is an FU to Sting. Frankly, I think people had been calling Goldberg the Icon for a long time, and I don't know if it's that much of a. It seems to me that this is not the first few times I've heard it. I'm pretty sure. Like even before Sting popped back on, they probably maybe at some point when they were like, we don't know what to do with Sting anymore, and then it's like, but yeah, I'm but at least they're not capitalizing it. At least they're not putting a capital I. Then for sure they'd be telling Sting to. Hey, we're about done. We're just about done. We got about 30 seconds left before the show starts. I want to thank you all for coming in this evening. I hope you have a good time watching Raw. Raw's the rough one of the week. I thought SmackDown last Friday was an enjoyable show. I thought it was pretty good. Who knows? Maybe Raw will pull one out of the bag tonight. You never know. If they let the wrestlers wrestle, it'll be good. I want to thank you all for joining me. Join the MrWarrenHayes Discord if you want to continue all of these great discussions. Otherwise, I will be back on Wednesday for another slate.